Welcome my students. Let's start Unit 5 in our English word book together. The title of this unit is Patterns. يعني النماذج. Patterns. The meanings of patterns. A pattern is a drawing of lines, shapes, or objects that is repeated. We repeat the drawing of lines, shapes, or objects. These patterns are simple. النماذج دي بسيطة. These patterns are complicated. Complicated means not simple. يعني مش بسيطة، معقدة. Ancient patterns, old patterns. People began to draw patterns thousands of years ago. ابتدوا يعملوا النماذج دي من آلاف السنين. They took ideas from things that they had seen in the world around them. أخذوا الأفكار من حاجات حواليهم في العالم المحيط بيهم. The Quechua people of South America still use patterns that they have used for centuries. يعني Quechua people دول قبائل South America أمريكا الجنوبية ما زالوا بيستخدموا patterns النماذج اللي استخدموها for centuries لمدة قرون. The meanings of Quechua patterns. What is the meaning? المعنى بتاع النموذج اللي بتستخدمه القبائل بتاعت أمريكا الجنوبية. Part of this piece of cloth is plain. Plain means has no drawing on it. It represents the land where no crops are planted. This means when there is no crop on the land, there aren't any crops on the land, we use a plain cloth to represent that. قماشة ما بيبقاش عليها أي رسوم عشان تمثل الأرض اللي ما فيهاش محاصيل. The patterned parts of the cloth represent the fields where plants are grown. And الأرض لما بيبقى فيها محاصيل نباتات مزروعة بيمثلها قطعة من القماش عليها رسومات فيها نماذج ورسومات. Some of the patterns are lines and shapes. بعض النماذج دي عبارة عن خطوط وأشكال. Sometimes animals are woven into the patterns. وأحيانا الحيوانات كمان بتنسج على النماذج دي. Birds and other creatures are represented in the cloth. الطيور برضو والمخلوقات الأخرى بتمثل في القماش. Now we have two small pictures here. The first one, we have some lines under the first picture. In Peru, في بلد اسمها Peru, toads are animals like frogs. Croak means make a noise, make a sound, like the sound of the frog, just before the rainy season. The toad represents rain. الحيوان ده بيمثل المطرة and growing plants ونمو النباتات. The other picture, condor. What is the condor? The condor is a huge, graceful bird that lives in the mountains. طائر ضخم graceful رشيق بيعيش في الجبال. It represents strength, freedom and power. بيمثل القوة والحرية والطاقة. Traditional patterns. In Russia, في روسيا, people have used patterns for hundreds of years. Many patterns came from village life. These patterns are used in village, the countryside and nature. في الريف ومن الطبيعة بياخدوا النماذج دي. They were used on houses, on clothes, on plates, boxes, and trays. Trays means something we put cups on it. الصواني. The meanings of old Russian patterns. What is the meaning of the Russian pattern? Some patterns used round shapes. This means there are round shapes like the sun in these patterns. The sun meant life and power. When they use the sun, this means they want to give the meaning of life and power. Some patterns were of birds. They meant joy and light. بتعني الفرح والنور. Flower patterns appeared on skirts, blouses, aprons, shawls, and scarves. والنماذج اللي على شكل أزهار بتظهر على الجيبات والبلوزات، المرايل، الشيلان والكوفيات. These patterns are still used today. وما زلنا بنستخدمها لغاية النهاردة. Matryoshka dolls. What are Matryoshka dolls? Russia is famous for Matryoshka dolls. Matryoshka comes from a very old word for mother. So the word Matryoshka comes from the word mother. These painted wooden dolls, wooden means made of wood, are in two halves and they are hollow. Hollow means empty inside. There is nothing in it. The halves come apart and there is another smaller doll inside the first doll. يعني بتنفصل، بتتقسم على نصين وبيبقى فيه عروسة أصغر جواها. Usually there are 5 dolls altogether, one inside the other. So we have 5 dolls, one inside the other. Sometimes there are 7 or more. These dolls are decorated. There are decorations on these dolls with traditional patterns, with old patterns. There are often flowers on the dolls' aprons. على المرايل بتاعة العرايس بيبقى فيه أزهار. Sometimes the flowers are roses. Roses are kinds of flowers. The rose means love and motherhood. The rose, the drawing of rose, the pattern of roses means love and motherhood. Motherhood, the time of being a mother. Nowadays, there are lots of different kinds of dolls. There are animals, famous people, and characters from stories. All these patterns are used. Matryoshka dolls look like little round ladies with kind, friendly faces. These are the Matryoshka dolls with friendly and kind faces. Modern patterns. Modern is the opposite of traditional. Modern means new, not old. The Aran Islands are near Ireland. Most of the men are fishermen. They need warm clothes. Warm mean heavy. The clothes you can use in cold weather. About 100 years ago, the women started to make pullovers from wool. The meanings of Aran patterns. These are some of the patterns. They are named after the plants and objects that they look like. So, when you see the name of the object, you will know the name of the pattern. Here, blackberry, blackberry, tooth, basket, cable. These the names of the patterns. People wear these pullovers today. Now let's do this exercise together. Now you will write the opposite. We have 5 words: city, patterned, joy, complicated, and modern. Number 1. Ancient. What is the opposite of this word? Yes, modern. Number 2. Simple. Yes, the opposite is complicated. Countryside. What is the opposite of this word? Yes, city. Sadness is the opposite of joy. Plain, sada, is the opposite of patterned. Yes, that's right. Next, find the definitions of the underlined words in the box. Write the numbers. Sentence A. The children are laughing. Look at their happy faces. What is the meaning of this word? Let's look here. Yes, you're right. The answer will be Number 4. The face is the part of the head with eyes, nose, and mouth. Yes. Sentence B. Please turn round and face me. What's the meaning of the word face in this sentence? Yes, it's a verb. Means look at something. Turn the face towards something. So the answer will be number 3. Sentence C. It's cold. Shall we light a fire? What's the meaning of the word light? Yes, it's a verb. It means to make something burn. So the answer will be number 6. Sentence D. I can carry the suitcase. It's very light. What's the meaning of light? Yes, it's an adjective. Means not heavy. So the answer will be number 5. Sentence E. The thieves stole a lot of money from the bank. What is the bank? Yes, it's a place where people save money. So the answer will be number 2. Letter F. We walked along the river bank. Yes, the answer is number 1. The bank is the land at the side of a river. Yes, that's right. Next. Now let's read these sentences and complete. Number 1. A pattern is a drawing of lines, shapes, or objects that is repeated. بتكرر. Number 2. People began to draw patterns thousands of years ago. Number 3. Many Russian patterns came from village life. The painted wooden dolls are in 2 halves and they are hollow. Hollow means empty inside. Number 5. The rose means love and motherhood. Number 6. Some Aryan patterns are named after plants and objects. Yes, that's right. Now look at the pictures and write the words. Number 1. Yes, it's an apron. Number 2. Toad. Number 3. Yes, shell. Number 4. Pullover. And number 5 is a tray. Next. Now read the words and the definitions. Write the word next to the correct definition. We have some definitions here. Repeat, modern, graceful, ancient, century, traditional, nature, and motherhood. Number 1. A period of 100 years is a century. Number 2. The time of being a mother. Motherhood. Number 3. Very old. Ancient. of the present time is modern. Number 5. In the way of old customs is traditional. Number 6. Able to move in a beautiful way, graceful, رشيق. Number 7. All the plants, animals, land and sea around us is, yes, it's called nature. To do or say again means, yes, to repeat. Now, let's take some grammar. Here we have 2 pictures and 2 sentences. The first sentence, the boy saw a condor in the mountains, and this is the first action. And the second one, he drew the condor. This is the second action. If we want to join the 2 sentences, we will use the word that here, and it is called a relative pronoun. Let's read the new sentence. The boy drew a condor that he had seen in the mountains. And we use here that, which is a relative pronoun, and this part which follows the word that, we use this part to give the information about the condor. We call this part a relative clause. We use this part after the word that, relative clause. And here we used the past perfect to express the first action, and we use the past simple to speak about the second action. Next. Now, let's do this simple exercise together. What happened first? What happened second? The first sentence, the fisherman wore a pullover that his mother had made for him. Yes, that's right. We used the past perfect tense to express the first action, and the past simple to express the second action. As you see, his mother made the pullover for him first, then he wore it. The second sentence, the man liked the cloth that his wife had woven. Yes, this is the first action, and this is the second action. His wife had woven the cloth first, then the man liked it. Sentence 3. The boy picked the crops that his father had grown. Yes, this is the first action, and this is the second one. Number 4. The artists used patterns that they had noticed in nature. Yes, they had noticed the pattern first, then they used the patterns. The last sentence, the silversmith made a bracelet with stones that he had found. Yes, It's clear that the silversmith had found the stones first, then he made a bracelet with the stones. So, this is the first action, and we used the past perfect tense to express this action, and this is the second action, and we used the past simple to speak about this action. Next. Now, let's complete the sentences with the verbs in brackets. Use the past simple for the second action and the past perfect for the first action. Number 1. The girl, yes, like the doll that the man had painted. For sure, the man had painted the doll first, then the girl liked it. Number 2. The tourists, yes, bought the shells that the woman, yes, you're right, had made. Number 3. The children, yes, ate the blackberries that their grandmother had picked. Number 4. We cooked the fish that the fishermen, yes, had caught. Number 5. The boy, yes, found the ring that his sister, yes, had lost. And number 6 will be Meg looked at the photos that her uncle had taken. Next. Now, look at the pictures and write the sentences using the verbs in brackets. And remember, we will use the past perfect for the first action and the past simple for the second action. Number 1. Yes, the answer will be the girl lost the watch that her grandma had given her. Number 1. Number 2. Yes, it will be the boy jumped on the sandcastle that the girl had built. Yes, the third one will be the goat ate the flowers that Dad had grown. Yes, you're right. Next. Now, we will complete the sentences with the verbs in the brackets. Number 1. The old woman, yes, sold the shell that she, yes, had made. Remember, the word that is a relative pronoun, and the second part of the sentence is a relative clause. In sentence number 2, we will use a new relative pronoun, which. Let's answer this sentence. Jenny lost the earrings which she, yes, which she had bought at the market. Number 3. Grandma made a cake with the apples that Grandpa had picked. Number 4. We will use where as a relative pronoun to refer to the word the place. The answer will be the writer wrote about the place where he had lived as a child. Number 5. We used here the relative pronoun who because we want to give a piece of information about people. So we used the relative pronoun who. The answer will be the traveler spoke about the people who he met or had met. Yes, the answer will be had met on his journey. The last one will be they ate the fish which they had caught in the river. Yes. And we used here the relative pronoun which to speak about the fish. Yes. Next. Now let's read this together. What do you think of this computer game? Alex is asking about the opinion of his friends, Mel and Lucy. Mel, I think it's brilliant. It's fantastic. It's really exciting. Lucy, in my opinion, computer games are boring. What? No, I agree with Lucy. I agree with Lucy. I have the same opinion. I prefer play football or read a good book. I disagree completely. Disagree means I don't agree. I have a different opinion. Computer games are fun. You need a lot of skill to play some of them. Yes, you have to think quickly and react quickly too. Exactly. I think they're good for your brain, for your mind. What nonsense! Lucy doesn't agree, so she says, what nonsense! Jack, that's rubbish, and you know it. To my mind, in my opinion, computer games are a complete waste of time. And I agree. Jack has the same opinion, so he says here, I agree. Expressing opinions. How can you express your opinion? We can start the sentence with I think. Then you will say your opinion. For example, I think computer games are boring. Another phrase, I believe. I believe exams are a good thing. So before saying your opinion, you can say, I believe. In my opinion, it's good to do sports. In my opinion, to say your opinion, to express your opinion, you can start with in my opinion, in my opinion. And the last one here, to my mind, you can start expressing your opinion with this phrase, to my mind. To my mind, zoos are cruel. Now let's use what we taught now in this exercise. Complete the conversation. Use the words in the box. Agree, well, believe, right, cruel, protect, rally, mind, opinion, free, disagree, and rubbish. I went to the zoo yesterday. Really? I don't like zoos. Why not? In my opinion, zoos are cruel places. Yes, Karen doesn't agree, so she says, that's rubbish. Zoos help to protect animals. Well, to my mind, wild animals should be free. No, no, no. I disagree completely. I think Karen's right. Well, I believe that animals should live in the wild. We'll have to agree to disagree then. Next. Now read, then write your opinions. Use the phrases in the box. We have 4 phrases here to use. In my opinion, to my mind, I believe, and I think. Number 1. Watching television is a waste of time. Yes. In my opinion, watching television is a waste of time. Number 2. We should spend all our free time studying. Yes, it can be like this. To my mind, we should spend all our free time studying. Number 3. Football is the most exciting sport in the world. Yes, the answer will be I believe that football is the most exciting sport in the world. And the last one, computer games are boring. Yes, the answer will be I think computer games are boring. Next. Again, read and write your opinions. Use the phrases in the box. And we again have in my opinion, to my mind, I believe, and I think. Number 1. Think. Yes, you're right. In my opinion, eating meat is wrong. Number 2. Yes, to my mind, boys are cleverer than girls. Number 3. I believe football is the most boring sport in the world. And the last one can be, yes, I think children should do homework every day. Next. Now, let's read this rule together. Some words have silent letters inside them. You cannot hear the letters when you say the words. Let's read this sentence together. There are often flowers on the dolls' aprons. When you listen to the word often, you can't hear the letter T. We say often. Next. Now listen and say these words. Underline the silent letters in each word. The first picture, yes, lesson. There's a silent T here. Calf, silent L. Calm, silent L. Castle, silent T. Talk, silent L. Island, silent S. Whistle, silent T. And palm, silent L. Next. Now, write the word that has a silent S. Think. Yes, you're right. The word island. Number 2. Write 3 words that have a silent T. Yes. Castle, lesson, and vessel. Number 3. Write 4 words that have a silent L. Calf, calm, vessel, and palm. Now complete the words. Use silent T or silent L. The first one is talk. Talk has a silent L. Then lesson. Lesson has silent T. Whistle, silent L. Palm, silent L. Calf, silent L. Castle, silent T. Half, silent L. And walk, silent L. Thank you for your watching.